Hey, what's up, YouTube? Big Nandine here, coming to you with another day of NBA DFS picks and strategy. Before we get started, if you guys haven't subbed, hit that subscription button and hit the bell so you get all my notifications and never miss a thing. And if you go ahead and hit that like button, that'd be very much appreciated. Help me grow my channel, trying to get it back to the 2,300 subs we had on the old channel before it got terminated. Today we got a 6-game slate. Lock is at 7 p.m. So at a half hour before lock, you guys come back to the comment section of this video. If we make any changes to these picks that I'm giving out, let it be known there. I'll also give you guys 3 players I like at each positions. What I have their fantasy, what I project them to score fantasy wise, and also their stat line for those of you who like to place prop bets. I didn't do an update yesterday. There will be one today, so you guys make sure to come back for that, because we never know if we make changes. Because like I said, yeah, like I said in yesterday's video, the way that you react to late breaking news, that a lot of times it will make the difference in whether you cash or don't. And yesterday, once I got the Nas Reed news, I went in and threw Nas Reed in a bunch of lineups, and that worked out well. I really wish I was able to do an update, because I would have given you guys Nas Reed, just because with him starting, I knew he was going to play a significant amount of minutes. And he's a guy that's a really, fantasy wise, he's really good at fantasy points per minute. He's about a little over a fantasy point per minute, guys. So I really wish I did one yesterday, but I wasn't able to. But today they'll definitely do one, and make sure you guys come back for that. Absolutely crushed yesterday. Been so far these last 2 days, the picks have really gone well. Let's continue that here today. We're gonna start off here at point guard. We got Westbrook, Young, and Luka here at the top. I'll have some of all of them. Luka, I'm gonna have the most of. I also am gonna have a good amount of Ben Simmons as well. We're gonna throw in Luka here going up against Dallas. Him and Trae Young going up against each other. I know they want to act for all friendly, but they're definitely competitors. They are gonna want to outdo each other. I'm definitely loving Luka in this one. And we're gonna go right back to point guard. I also like Ben Simmons quite a bit. Ben Simmons and Luka are the two guys that right now I'm liking the most here at point guard. And if you guys don't be afraid to swap out Luka for Ben Simmons, if that $1,100 is gonna net you. If you think that $1,100 is gonna net you more points, do not be afraid to make that swap. We're gonna go down here to a value guy here. And some other guys here, the value guys that I don't mind. I don't mind Dragic, Rozier. We're gonna throw in Kobe White. $4,500 against Phoenix. Paced up game for Chicago, slightly paced up game for Chicago. He's playing 30 minutes at $4,500. I feel real good about him. Again, he's a guy that can get you 6x, which is what you want from guys. 5x is not going to do it anymore in DFS. You want to look for guys with 6x upside, and at $4,500, that 6x upside is definitely there with Kobe White. And moving on here to shooting guard, we got James Harden, 1,100. I'll have some James, but it's going to be mostly in cash. In GPPs, it's going to be hard to take down a GPP with a guy at that salary. You need about 80, 90 points from these guys at that salary, which Harden can get there, but he's unlikely to get there when he's playing with his co-star. He would need like Westbrook to be out for him to have that ceiling potential. But I do like him in cash, because in cash you're really looking for the raw points from your studs, and then you want to get, I know that used to be 5x, but now you want to get 6x from your value guys in cash. But in GPPs, it's going to be really hard. If you guys go and just look at the lineups that has been winning GPPs, you won't see much of them with guys at that salary. Even though a 6-game slate is more probability of that happening, but it's still unlikely. Usually there's the small slates that could happen, but you really need those guys to go nuclear. And Harden is one of the guys that can go 80, 90 point upside. Harden without a co-star, he can do that. AD without LeBron can do that. And there's not really that much else, not really that much guys who have that kind of potential. Zach LaVine, 9,400. And there's just other guys I would rather go to, like Jimmy, Devin Booker, just because they're way cheaper. And I don't see Zach LaVine scoring those guys by many. I mean, I actually have Butler projected a little better than Levine, and right him and Booker are right around the same. So I won't have too much of him. I like Mitchell at that $6,900 price. Some of the value guys that I do like today are Kevin Herter, Duncan Robinson. Again, 6x upside is there for those guys at those salaries, which is what you are looking for. We're going to throw in Karis LeVert, $6,200 against Charlotte. No Kyrie for the rest of the season. That's really Karis LeVert really benefits the most probably out of anyone on that team. And at $6,200, he's too cheap. He should be a lot more expensive than $6,200. Again, there's 6x upside here plus. I mean, he can go for close to 50. Around 50 is probably his ceiling, and this is a matchup where I can see him getting there, getting going here. To small forward Giannis 11-3. Giannis is a guy. His ceiling is about 70 points, low 70s. Again, at that price in GPPs, if you want to take down a GPP, you need these guys to get you 80, 90 points at that salary, and I just don't see that happening. But definitely in cash where you want the raw points, I will have a lot of Giannis. Well, not a lot, but I will have some Giannis in cash, but I won't have too much of him in GPPs. I like Tobias Harris, Miles Bridges. I don't mind. The guy we're gonna go to is gonna be Kelly Oubre against Chicago. Like I told you guys, let's go here. Miles Bridges. Like I told you guys in that video, first game back from the All-Star break against Chicago. That was a good matchup. And I told you guys in that one that he had a 40-point upside in that one. Kelly Oubre, similar kind of player, but better than Miles Bridges. Same matchup against Chicago. I mean, Kelly Oubre has 50 point upside in this one. So absolutely loving him at 6K in a great spot. Absolutely loving some Kelly Oubre there. That will be the picks for this video, but I'm gonna hit on some a couple other things here. Me hit on some of the value that I don't mind here. Bridges I don't mind. Joe Ingles, Cam Reddish you can play in a GPP. Even Torian Prince I don't hate at that salary. Again, all these there is 6x upside here for like Prince, Reddish, Harris, those guys at those salaries. Yo, Torian Prince. Every time I see Torian Prince, I remember of that NCAA March Madness, the press conference he had where he with Baylor. I forget who they lost to. It might have been Yale or something. It was a game that they were supposed to win, and a reporter asked him how they were out rebounded by Yale, and he's like, he goes, you go up, you grab the ball with two hands, and you bring the ball down. That's a rebound. That was so funny. I saw the clip on Twitter again, a few days ago. Reminded me of that. All right, so those are some of the value guys that I do like there at small forward. Again, Ingles, Prince, Harris. There's 6x upside there for those guys. And let's go here to power forward. Power forward now is a tricky position today. We got Bam at 9K. Porzingis is a back-to-back. I mean, the matchup is great, but it is a back-to-back. They've been real cautious with him in back-to-back, so I don't see him playing into the mid-30s in minutes, probably high 20s, maybe 30-minute cap. I mean, I have a little bit of him in some GPPs because even then, if he plays 30 minutes in that matchup, he can still crush. Um, John Collins is the one I will have a good amount of at 8K. I do like him in that one. Robert Covington, I don't mind. Thad Young. And it's going to be a tricky position because there is not that much option early on here that I'm looking at that I'm really in love with. I might end up with way more Jared Allen than I want. But again, at that salary, I mean, if he gets 22 minutes in that matchup, he is a fantasy point per minute monster. Again, I might end up with more Jared Allen than I want, but I'm not really sure yet. So power forward is going to be a position that I definitely it's going to be a tricky one. You guys definitely come back to the update to see who I have there. I'll definitely give you guys some guys that I really am liking there. And there's going here. Maxi Kleber might play some extra minutes with Porzingis on that back-to-back. Daniel Gafford, he's someone that might play 22 minutes. I mean, Chicago are just lacking in bigs right now. It's not a bad matchup, 3,700. I mean, think I have him projected for 21 minutes and 20 fantasy points. That's close to 6x. And I mean, at $3,700, if he gets you 17, 18, it's not great, but it doesn't kill you. I don't mind punting him at $3,700 just because of the power forward, how just the lack of options. Really, if you really want to pay up, I don't mind paying up and then going down to Daniel Gafford to give me some salary flexibility. Then we're gonna go down here to center. Embiid, I do like him against Milwaukee. I don't think the 6x upside is there though, but I definitely like Embiid. Andre Drummond, he hasn't been playing too many minutes. I mean, that Clipper game, he was gonna look like he was gonna play minutes, but then it just became a blowout. Yeah, but Atlanta, Washington, but him playing the 21 minutes, and it's a back to back. Him playing that 21 minutes against Washington makes me a little more confident that he can get closer to 30 minutes in this one. And if he does that, he's going to crush against Miami. And Bam Adebayo is someone that played that will be he plays in the paint, so that matchup wise, Drummond should have plenty of minutes. And again, that 21 minutes that he has yesterday, that makes me a little more confident that he can get more minutes in the back to back. Because fantasy points per minute wise, he continues to crush. It's just about the minutes. But I'll have some of him in GPPs. I'm not gonna go to him in cash. I don't mind 8 in Rudy Gobert. On paper, you would think against the small ball Rockets, that is a great matchup. He's projecting well, but the only thing that worries me is PJ Tucker is just gonna stand out in the corner, and uh, and that really hurts the block upside for Gobert with Pete, because he has to cover PJ Tucker. He can't leave him out in the corner because PJ Tuckers are really good with the corner threes. So that really kind of hurts his block upside. And Gobert is a guy that you need him to get blocks, because you can't count on points for him, because he's a guy that's going to be second chance points. He's going to run to the rim, catch lobs and whatnot. That's how he gets his points. Definitely he's going to be able to I expect him to be able to rebound like he usually does. But then it's just a blocks upside that I would want from Gobert. Down here, I don't mind DeAndre Jordan, uh, Dwayne Dedman. I don't mind Zeller. I mean, these are all guys that can go for the 6x that we are looking for at those salaries that they're at. I don't mind those guys. Um, so that will be it for this video. So you guys definitely make sure to come back later on during the update, which I will have again 3 players that I like at each position. I'll give you guys what I have them projected, their fantasy score, what I'm projecting their fantasy score to be, and also their projected stat lines for those of you who like to do prop bets. So you guys definitely make sure to come back for that. Again, that will be a half hour before lock, and it will be pinned in the comment section of this video. Again, half hour before. I'll try to get it there a little bit earlier just to give you guys extra time to work on building your lineups. But you guys definitely make sure to come back for that, because you never know the late breaking news that we might get that kind of changes things. I mean, yesterday, again, I got Nas Reed into a whole bunch of lineups. He is a really good fantasy point per minute guy, and I was confident that he was going to get minutes, and that worked out really well. He was like 4,200 and went for 40 fantasy points on FanDuel. He made me some money yesterday. I really crushed it yesterday. So definitely, guys, make sure to come back for that, and I will definitely have that there for you guys today. Again, half hour before live, guys, make sure to come back. So if you guys haven't liked, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't subbed, hit that beautiful blue nose pit bull you see popping up on your screen. And hit the bell so you get all my notifications and never miss a thing. See you guys at the update, and good luck tonight.